And now, the team of Antigua and Barbuda. Number 4, Destin Vivian. Number 5, Edwards Kareem. Number 6, Davids Mario. Number 7, McCoy Lennox. Number 8, De Sosa Cohen. Number 9, Braithwaite Selassie. Number 10, Humphrey Adonis. Number 11, Maid Kareem. Number 12, Braithwaite Kwame. Number 13, Joshua Clinton. Number 14, Matthew Rowan. Number 15, Scott Evans. The coach are Spacia John, and the assistant coach number 1, Harry McCoy, and the assistant coach number 2, David Cedric. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem. We start with the anthem of Montserrat. The referees are the crew chief, Mr. Roberto Fernandez, umpire 1, Mrs. Rebecca Davila, umpire 2, Mr. Gilbert Buckner. And the commissioner for this game is Mr. Frederick Brown.
How are you? Fine? You are my score sheet. 24 seconds? Okay.
Who announced my name? She's going to buy me a drink. She said, Mrs. Yes. Mrs. No, you said Mrs. to me. No, you said Mrs. You said Mrs. Davila, Mrs. Fox.
Okay, ready? Okay, eh? Go!
Keone Wright and Dion Brunings live here in the heartbeat of the Amazon rainforest, Paramaribo, Suriname, for the first game of day 2 of the 2021 FIBA AmeriCup Pre-Qualifiers. This one between Antigua and Barbuda and Montserrat. Dion, Montserrat has been described as the Cinderella team in this tournament. You had a chance to watch Antigua and Barbuda yesterday, as did I. You called that game. I was watching from the stands. They are somewhat of a well-oiled machine with a lot of experience and very, very good coaching. What did you think about their game yesterday as they defeated Bermuda 91-78?
It was a good game. Antigua, started the first match with a lot of young players. Not this team that we're seeing today. This is a team that ended the match. It's a more experienced team, and they're starting off with these guys. So the coach said that he wanted to give the less experienced players some confidence to start the match yesterday. He mixed it up. He's going to start today with his experienced unit. It'll be interesting to see what he'll do if the match, when the match progresses. So that is Antigua. Antigua's a pretty good team. They ended 3rd in 2015, right behind the Bahamas and Virgin Islands. So they're good. They're good.
And they start the game by causing a turnover. Looking inside here now. Nice swing outside to Matthew. He fires and hits. Nice confident shot there from Matthew. And everybody on this Antigua team can stretch the floor. They can do a little bit of everything. My player to watch out for is number 7, McCoy. He's a fire starter. Bad pass there by Montserrat.
And I can understand what you're saying. McCoy yesterday, a lot of trash talking, getting everybody of Bermuda involved as he passes the ball off to Captain Joshua. Tip in by Scott.
McCoy, the lifeblood and the energy of this Antigua team. Let's see if Montserrat can fire back here. Ball in the hands of Kiernan. He's their point guard. Over to Weeks. That's no good. Offensive rebound by Silcott. Fights hard. Knocked out of bounds. Montserrat retains. Out top to Kiernan. He fires for three. That's short. Nothing but yellow jerseys down low. Here comes Antigua back the other way.
Matthews plays it off to Scott. Scott is the scorer of the second point. As Captain Clinton goes into traffic outside to Scott. He scored a lot of important baskets in the stretch of the second game. As Montserrat comes with Bradshaw, misses very badly. Emmanuel Bradshaw, one of the bigger and better players of Montserrat, playing out of England, city of Birmingham, and he misses his first attempt.
One thing you don't want to do if you're Antigua right now is settle for long shots. I think they need to pound it on the inside, get a good lead, and then they can really start to work on this thing. Nice take, tries to finish on the left-hand side, can't, there's a battle for it. Nice offensive rebound there by Scott. He puts it up and in. Very active to start this game. I think that's what Antigua needs to do right there, pound it inside.
Yesterday, Bermuda started the first quarter with shooting a lot of three-pointers. Almost the whole of the first quarter were only solely three-pointers. And Montserrat trying to learning about that. And starting the first quarter with a couple of outside shots as well. Turnover by Montserrat, and Davis will take the inbound pass.
McCoy is an absolute dog on defense. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to meet him in a back alley or even a well-lit parking lot. Davis to inbound. Nice cut inside. Davis to the hole strong. Can't finish. Rebound to Weeks. Let's see if Montserrat can get something going. They need to be aggressive. Nice move. Euro step is good. Weeks with the aggressive take. And maybe that's the remedy to what Antigua is doing.
They're off the mark. It's an older team that Antigua has on the court. So speed could be key. Beautiful pass by McCoy. Lays it off. Misser by Matthew. Oh, Matthew will be disappointed about that attempt.
Gotta hit the bunnies. Gotta hit the bunnies to start. Later on in the game, those might come back to bite you in the backside.
McCoy very experienced.
McCoy inbounds to Matthew. Ball bouncing around there. They try to get it back inside to Matthew. Picked off by Montserrat. Stolen back by McCoy. And it's a display of bad passing right now. Here's Kiernan. Gave to Silcott. A silky move from Silcott, and he scores.
Gets it to go. For Montserrat, the first points of Silcott are in. As McCoy runs the floor, played it to Scott, gets it back, takes his time, give and go. Beautiful passing inside. Joshua doesn't get it to go.
Everything but the shot. Everything but the shot. Antigua passing the ball very well. Here they get another steal. They'll be back the other way. Watch out. McCoy with it. Out to Scott. No good. And again, Dion, I think they need to try to penetrate there. Slash a little bit.
As Joshua gets the steal. And the captain of Antigua scores his first points.
That was a nice steal by a big man. Takes it strong to the hole. And Antigua right now desperately just needs to finish. And then I think they can start to shift gears and we will get a double dribble. The defense has been fantastic. The ball movement has been fantastic. The movement away from the ball has been great for Antigua. But the name of the game is putting the ball through the hoop. They've got a 5-point lead, looking to extend that now behind McCoy.
Scott. Play it off to Matthew. Matthew for three and gets it to go.
Good shooters keep shooting.
Second three-pointer for Matthew. Matthew hasn't been playing a lot of basketball. The coach asked him to come and play for this team, actually out of retirement, you can almost say. And
he's got that old man strength. You know what I mean? He's like me. You're pushing 40. You don't work out anymore. Maybe you run like once every month, but you got that old man strength. Let the young boys be in the gym.
How does the old man strength work?
Works real well, man. You don't have to work out. You just have to keep getting older. And then when young guys challenge you, You just rely on your old man strength. That's how it works. It's a little bit like magic, actually.
Does beer come in the equation as well?
I don't know how FIBA will feel about my answer, so I have no comment right now. I have no comment.
That's another thing about old man strength.
Big biceps and no abs. That's what I'm talking about. Nice pass there by McCoy, and again, they can't finish. Track down.
Davis gets it. The fall is the first points of Mario Davis. Another important player of Antigua.
14-4 is your score. 4:30 left to play here. That's a pretty shot and a pretty release by Bradshaw. He can't finish. Back to Bradshaw. That one is good. Good job there by Silcott to gather in the rebound. He's been active on the boards. Something Antigua needs to be aware of right now. Got to put a body on him.
McCoy. Setting up the offense once more, goes to the hoop, and he gets his layup to go. McCoy for 2.
Pretty move by McCoy. He plays a team game, but he's also aware of the individual game, and he's going to try to take advantage of the player that's guarding him. There's no doubt about that.
If he has a shot, he's going to take it.
Exactly.
And of course, if you penetrate 1 or 2 times, you need to make the layup to keep the threat involved that you're going to score. As McCoy comes off, McCoy, 41 years old, playing professionally for 15 years. He made it clear to the bench of Bermuda yesterday. Pretty good player of Antigua. Basketball, very popular sport in Antigua. As Silcott goes by. Offensive foul. Joshua putting his body on the line. And that's where the experience shows of Joshua. It's a well-coached team.
Very well-coached team. They have a lot of players who have played at very high levels, both Division I, also high level at the community college level in the United States. And this coaching staff also with experience at the university games. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You know, and they have a great background in this game. Probably the best coached team in this tournament. And they play like it too.
Davis goes up. There's some contact. Davis is going to take 2.
And I'd like to give credit to the coaching staff from Antigua for talking to me at the beginning of the game, because sometimes coaches just don't want to talk to me. I don't know if it's my eyebrows. I don't know if it's, you know, maybe I'm a little too well built. I like to be polite, but they were very open. We had about a 15-minute conversation today, trying to give the fans as much information as possible.
And same can be said about Montserrat. Montserrat, this is their first tournament, the first CBC tournament. So they're also very open to talk. They have 6 teams in the competition of Montserrat, and it's a mixture of those teams. The exception is Bradshaw, who plays in England, as we've mentioned earlier. Montserrat
needs to be aggressive here. Even though Silcott drew an offensive foul a couple plays ago, I think they still need to penetrate, really challenge Antigua. Go for broke here. You're the underdog, go for broke. Don't play scared, don't play nervous. Bad pass there, picked off by Montserrat.
It was Destin with a bad pass. Murray with the ball. Lays it off, gets it back, sorta.
Right now for Montserrat, lots of miscommunication, bad passes. They're not really running an offense. And against a team like Antigua that has a system, you need to run an offense against them. You can't just be standing around. You can't make 50-50 passes. And that's exactly what happened there.
(18-7) in this 4th quarter between Antigua against Montserrat. Antigua yesterday had a bit of a tough match against Bermuda. They led the whole way, and they found themselves behind in the 4th quarter by 2 points, but came back, and they never looked like they were in trouble. A lot of experience. One of those experienced players is this guy, Scott. Played in the last tournament as well. Scott has 5 points. Wait. To Murray.
I like what I'm seeing from Montserrat here. They're not rushing things. They're trying to run their offense. They're setting good screens away from the ball. Kareem Mead, that's a long two-pointer. I'd like to see them try to establish a post game with Mead in there. I don't think he's too comfortable outside the key. I don't know if he's a 10 or 15-foot player. I think he's more like he needs to operate around the basket. A big body.
Trying to attack Mead. As Wade, number 33. 2 threes for Wade.
Much better here from Montserrat. Can they capitalize? Yes, they can.
That's a 3-pointer for Murray.
That's a pretty shot. I was about to say, I don't know about that shot selection, but very confident. And if you want to start to chip away at this thing, that's how you have to be. Antigua only with a 9-point lead right now. I'm a little bit surprised, Dion. I'm a little bit surprised. I thought at this point it would be more like 15 or 16.
It's about the same as yesterday. They got in pretty good, set their offense pretty well. But they give their opponent some room to take shots. And Bermuda capitalized on that. Let's see what Montserrat's gonna do. Wild shot, missed by Wade. Davis with a rebound.
Bad awareness there. You have to know when the shot clock is winding down. They had no option but to throw it up.
Scott to Davis. Davis taking his time. A lot of experience on the side of... Oh, pretty move by Davis.
Crossover dribble. Watch out. Better defense by Montserrat.
Miscommunication. Yeah, you said it. Everything goes well except the execution of the final ball. You need to get the ball through the hoop. 9-point difference between Antigua and Montserrat. Scott. Davis. Taking their time.
They need to establish the post game as well. They're all working outside the perimeter right now, and there's nice defense by Sherritt. Did well to poke that one away.
Mishandled by Kenneth White. And it'll be Antigua ball with 55 seconds to go. Destined to Scott. Looking for Davis and Mead.
Nice cut, but a bad pass. And that might be an intentional foul there. He really wasn't going for the ball. With FIBA rules the way that they are, you have to be very careful.
It doesn't get more intentional than that.
Yeah, it took him out at the legs. That's a rugby move.
Yeah, single leg takedown.
Or an MMA move.
Yeah. Is it called as an intentional foul?
It looks like it is. Again, this is not the NBA or the NCAA. FIBA rules are very specific about the way that they call intentional fouls. And apparently that wasn't an intentional foul. I think it should have been. The coaching staff from Antigua not happy with that. 40.4 left to play here in the first quarter. The score is 20-10. Antigua in the lead, but Dion, I wouldn't say they're in control.
They're in control, but they're not as happy as they would want to be in this match. They're in control. You would expect that Antigua would have more points. Don't forget, this is the first match that Montserrat plays as a basketball nation at the CBC. So I don't think Antigua will be happy about their performance in the first quarter.
Pretty backdoor cut there by Silcott. He couldn't connect. Out of bounds, a little bit out of control here for Antigua. And I think if Antigua just runs their offense for a couple plays, those straight faces will start to turn into smiles for sure, and they can really start to enjoy this one. 19.4 left to play in the first quarter, 10-point lead for Antigua. Montserrat hanging tough. You have to give them a lot of credit.
Wade running the clock down, 10 seconds left. Still Wade, lost the handle a bit. 2 seconds left, need to put it up. They do, and they get it to go.
Still caught. Excuse me, that's Sherritt. Sherritt at the buzzer. Big time shot there. Cuts into this lead by Antigua. Antigua's up by 8 right now.
And Sherritt is feeling it. Happy about that shot. What a way to start off your international basketball career at the buzzer two-pointer. I think Montserrat can be happy about themselves.
I think they can too. I think the big thing for their guards is to look to move the ball a little bit more. I think we're seeing a little bit too much dribbling at times. Use the offense. Let guys cut, let guys set screens, find the open man. The ball advances more quickly when you pass it, and you challenge the defense more as you move the ball. Dribbling kind of allows the defense to hang out, and everyone's just watching the dribbler.
What about Antigua? I think everything's going pretty well for Antigua except the execution in their offense. What can you tell me about the tactics that Antigua needs to crick up?
Exactly. I think on offense, they just need to be a little bit more in control. They also just need to run their offense. And like I said, they get a couple more buckets here, 2, 3, 4 more buckets, and then they can really start to break away. But I haven't been super impressed with their execution. I think they're a better team than this. I think they need to look to play team ball and not so much one-on-one, and really be confident. I mean, when you're thinking about maybe just laying that thing up or falling away from a shot, go into the defender, be aggressive, throw it down, go for a dunk if you need to. Send a message and turn the momentum around in this thing.
So we got a couple of stats. Of course, the top scorer in this match is Brian Matthew, the captain of Antigua. He scored 2 3-pointers. So I got 6 points, but Montserrat not doing a bad job at all. They had 10 turnovers though, compared to 6 turnovers from Antigua. So that would be the main difference between these two teams in the first quarter of this match.
And we have a mass substitution. We have a mass substitution here to start the second quarter. Younger players starting now for Antigua.
And this is what I was talking about. This is a team that started the game yesterday. These 5 were on the court. They ended up with the team that started today. So interesting moves by the coach. This is a younger team with Destin mostly the main force of this team alongside Edwards, number 5.
Yeah, you've got to have a veteran out there. I think that's what Destin's going to do for them. Keep this young group composed at least. The last instructions from the Antigua coach, play hard. That's what he wants to see.
The coach of Antigua said yesterday he was very careful with his words, but how he described it was the old guys need to teach the younger guys to play.
Definitely. Strong move there by Meade. Can't connect. Montserrat comes down with it. What can they do against this younger lineup of Antigua? Nice shot by Weeks. That's what they need. The lead is 5 now for Antigua. Very confident play here from Montserrat. Their first time in this tournament. And again, Antigua can't hit the bunny off the nice pass. Here's a long pass. Out of bounds for Montserrat. Let's see if Antigua can execute the offense here. High expectations, great expectations from their coach. He wants them to look like a well-oiled machine. Pull-up jumper along the baseline, no good. Saved inbounds to Edwards. Another chance here for Antigua. Alone inside is Meade. Can't finish. Coming back inside now is D'Souza. Nice follow there from D'Souza. Very active. Montserrat back the other way quickly. Rebounded Destin. Here comes Antigua. It's 2-on-2. He's got a trailer. D'Souza can't finish. That would have been nice. Again, another 3-pointer for Weeks. He's on fire. He's hit 2 in a row here for Montserrat. And we will see McCoy come back into the game. D'Souza, another pull-up jumper. That's good. Silky smooth for D'Souza. 24-18 is your score. Strong take there by Weeks. He will go to the free throw line. He's hit the last 2 3-pointers here for Montserrat. You don't want to send 3-point shooters to the free throw line.
Montserrat isn't laying back.
No, not at all. I'm very impressed with them, their intensity. McCoy into the game, though, and he's not going to take a whole lot of this. He's here to extinguish the Montserrat fire.
Giving the instructions right away to these younger guys, as the first free throw of Weeks is good. Weeks has 6 points. There he goes, and as you called it, don't send your shooters to the free throw line. And Noel Weeks makes both free throws. Couple of subs on the side, Montserrat. McCoy is going to set up this offense. Came off the bench. Let's see what McCoy, with his experience, has to do.
Here's D'Souza, the man with a hot hand. He looks inside, back out to D'Souza, little 2-man game, drives middle. Nice up and under move. A nice take by D'Souza, very aggressive. I like his game. My goodness. Murray in for 3. And I don't see how Antigua, such a well-coached team, such a veteran team, can't make the adjustments. You're leaving them open behind the 3-point line, and they have established themselves as 3-point shooters. I'm surprised that a team this good isn't making those little adjustments.
I think they learned something from Bermuda yesterday, the Montserrat squad. Bermuda gave them a lot of trouble with a 3-point shot, especially Haley. Haley scored 28 points, about 8 3-pointers he scored yesterday. So Montserrat learned something about that, and that's part of their tactics today, trying to get the 3-pointer to work.
You live and die by the 3-point shot, and right now Montserrat is breathing easy from behind the 3-point line. And you're seeing some frustration here amongst the Antigua players.
Not what I expected of this match. It's a 3-point game. But I can guarantee you something. Antigua doesn't look like they're getting themselves into trouble. Even if Montserrat is making a run, they're always calm. If I can take yesterday as an example.
Well, I would say right now they're not really calm. I would say that if we look at the body language, Montserrat just looks confident. He looks confident, even keeled maybe. But for Antigua, they're looking for answers. They're shouting at each other. I wish sometimes players brought mirrors with them so they could just hold them up. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror sometimes instead of barking at the players around you. Take a look in the mirror, figure out what you need to do as a player to get going, how you can help your team. I think that's where Antigua's at right now as McCoy misses the free throw. Only a 4-point lead now for Antigua. Nice ball movement here from Montserrat. Nice cut by Bradshaw. Can't finish, but he's fouled.
Went to the floor pretty hard. And you're right, by the looks of it, this team of Antigua is looking a bit in trouble. I don't know if that's the correct word to use. But the advantage that Antigua have is their bench. They have a lot of experience on their bench. And they'll get a chance, if this goes out of hand, to put that bench back in. And there's a lot of experience on the bench of Antigua.
Second free throw is good. 27-24, Antigua with only a 3-point lead right now. Montserrat more than hanging tough. Here's McCoy, little stutter step move to D'Souza. That'll be a 3, doesn't go.
Edwards back to McCoy. D'Souza on the other side of the court. Back to McCoy. McCoy gets past, good layup.
And one for McCoy, and that's what they need. Maybe he needs to hit the takeover button right now. Maybe he needs to hit the push the takeover button. Just to get a few more points on the board. Good job to finish there through the contact for McCoy. That's what he's out there for.
As Matthew comes back in.
McCoy reminds me a lot of one of my favorite players, Marcus Smart. A guard with the mentality of a power forward. Comes up short there on the free throw, though.
Yeah, physical player. On both sides of the court as he defends on that occasion. Murian lays it off to Bradshaw for 3, misses. Rebound Antigua. There Makogo is 3 against 2. Plays it to Edwards, turnaround jumper. Oh, big offensive rebound by number 10, who is Humphreys.
Comes out of nowhere. Better defense here by Antigua. Here's McCoy. He's got numbers. D'Souza, one dribbling up, and he will go to the free throw line. Nice job there by McCoy.
Good job by McCoy. Edwards was all free beneath the hoop, but chose to take his time, and that caused a trip to the free throw line for D'Souza.
Antigua starting to shift gears now. 31-24 is the score. A couple of solid plays. I really like the game of D'Souza. He can really spread the floor, put it on the floor once, and all of a sudden he's at the basket. That's how long he is. But McCoy, setting the tempo, understanding who's open, understanding who's trailing, he just makes the right decisions. That's what Antigua needs.
Yeah, the decision-making of the playmaker may be the most important thing for Antigua in this tournament.
And on the defensive side, if you notice the pressure that Antigua is starting to put on, they're starting to talk a little bit more. They're starting to get more aggressive up in the face of Montserrat, and Montserrat not able to handle that. It's a different story when you give somebody room so they can shoot three-pointers and they can look around the court and use their court vision to the fullest of their capacity. But once you get up in someone's face and you start talking, you start to stymie people, and that's what we're seeing. So if Antigua sticks with this defensive plan, the defensive intensity, I think they will surely pull away from Montserrat here with 5:56 left to play in the first half. It's been an entertaining first half, though.
Yeah, above expectations even.
Well above expectations. I don't know that we really had any expectations for Montserrat. The only thing I heard about them was that they were the Cinderella team of this tournament. But with so many of these smaller teams or smaller nations, there's not a whole lot of video out there.
Yeah, it's true. I couldn't find anything about Montserrat. The only info that we got is from their coaching staff. And they said it was their first tournament. Doing a pretty good job against Antigua, who ended up 3rd in the last tournament. It's a 9-point game, though. Bradshaw. Good ball movement back to Weeks. Weeks thought about it. Fake back to White. Oh, big block by Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Bradshaw, Murian. Inside, and that's what a defensive play by Antigua.
And a great defensive stand there by Antigua, forcing the 24-second shot clock violation. And that's exactly what they needed. Now they're awake. I think, hey, this is the first game of the day. I think they just needed to wake up a little bit, maybe put some coffee in their water.
And of course, these kinds of defensive plays give you a lot of energy on the offensive end of things.
Dion, it's all about momentum, man. It's all about momentum. Humphreys loses that one inside. Got to protect the ball, but here he gets the steal. Here's McCoy. Nice pass to the trailer. No call. Humphreys can't buy a bucket right now.
As Bradshaw passes it off, three-pointer is no good. Whites fights for the rebound. Foul is called on Montserrat. That means it'll be Antigua ball. Experience back in the game. Scott coming back. Scott was very important yesterday, scoring 15 points, mostly in the second quarter. 5 three-pointers for Scott yesterday. A big man who can shoot the three. Never easy to guard.
No, and they spread the floor, but he loses it here. Here comes Montserrat. This is Bradshaw to the basket strong. He gets fouled by the man we were just talking about, Scott. Montserrat will not go away. And I think there you see a player in Scott who I don't think has been in the second quarter. He's been on the bench for a bit. coming into the game, making a mistake, maybe not in rhythm yet. First free throw, no good.
Made 2 free throws a couple of minutes ago. Misses this one is Bradshaw.
Second one is good.
Bradshaw has 5 points in this game.
33-25 is your score. Humphries again struggles. Scott tracks it down. Nice pass to D'Souza. He goes up strong. Better defense by Montserrat. Man, Montserrat is hanging tough right now.
Last touch by Montserrat is going to be an inbound pass for McCoy. Scott outside. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Back to McCoy. Scott posting up. D'Souza, nice ball movement, and Humphries finally gets it to fall.
Humphries did a good job to catch that one. I thought maybe Scott should have gone up with it, maybe with a baby hook, but still a nice pass to Humphries. Everyone getting involved in that play there for Antigua. Their ball movement is pristine, but like we talked about, you just got to put the ball in the hoop. There's no style points.
Wait. 10-point difference. 2-digit lead for Antigua. Weeks got a screen from Weeks. Bradshaw, 3-pointer for Bradshaw is no good. Rebound McCoy.
And still Antigua a little bit late getting out to that 3-point line. Watch out, here's Humphries. Kicks back out.
Matthews almost lost control but got it up, and Humphries is gonna go to the line.
Humphries very active for a young big here for Antigua. He's a big body, patrols the boards like a tiger. Lacking maybe just a little bit of that touch around the basket though. You know, and that's something that comes with composure, experience. Certainly this is the international stage, but the more you get that touch, that ability just to get the ball right up over the rim or to know exactly where in the square to hit so that thing goes in. It's all situational. And I think he will start to find his groove as this game continues.
I can imagine it's pretty hard because you got to be very physical to take that rebound, and you need to be very composed and actually very relaxed to get the ball in. So the transition of the physical play and to be calm, that's something that comes with experience.
Sometimes there are fouls that completely affect your ability to make a shot, but then there are fouls where you should train yourself to try to make those shots. It doesn't take away your ability to make them. Sometimes you got to be just a little bit stronger through the contact and not just being satisfied drawing the foul.
McCoy. Yeah, there's a push by Wade. Push McCoy out of bounds.
I thought he was just trying to give McCoy a high five.
On his shoulder?
But they'll call for a hand check. And those are the kinds of plays that McCoy likes. That's where he's in your head a little bit. When he knows that he's got you pushing him a little bit, where he's got you a little bit flustered, where you're not moving your feet, you're just playing defense with your hands. That's when he knows he's got you. Hook, line, and sinker.
And he's aware that Montserrat is in the penalty. That'll mirror him a trip to the free throw line. Misses the first one.
McCoy trying to extend on a 12-point lead here for Antigua. It's been a rough ride this first half, but the waters have calmed just a little bit.
As McCoy has 6 points, and that experienced unit of Antigua is back on the court with Clinton, Joshua, McCoy, Matthew, Scott, and Davis. This was the team who ended the match yesterday. And these are the guys that I spoke about that will be calm even when they're behind. Weeks. All the way. Oh,
nice
pretty
move by Weeks. He has been fantastic, whether shooting three-pointers or driving to the lane.
Weeks leading all scorers with 9 points. Davis.
See, too much dribbling right now from Antigua. They've got to move the ball.
Scott's all open. And don't leave this guy all open, because most of the time That'll be the result. 8 points for Scott.
The ability to stretch the floor is so important for Antigua. The bigs for Montserrat are very traditional. They're not going to be comfortable guarding him out there. Step back jumper is good by Kiernan. Antigua will want to talk things over. Their coach requesting a timeout. Nice crossover dribble there. Finds Scott for three. That's no good. A little bit of a heat check for him. I still think Antigua can do much better with their shot selection. Right now, it's a lot of one-on-one, Dion. It's a lot of one-on-one. That's uncharacteristic. And I think it's important to point out the players that are on the floor right now are not the players that were in when Antigua started to hit their stride. These players were on the bench. Some of them have been on the bench since the beginning of the second quarter, maybe the end of the first quarter. So they need to find the momentum and they need to run the same game plan that the players that they're coming in for were running.
One thing that maybe needs to be said, the difference between this team and the team that was on the court right now, I'm not really happy about the shot selection, about the experienced guys. And that's something that surprises me. You would think that the younger guys would have some trouble setting up the offense.
Well, here's the deal. The younger guys are much more malleable. The younger guys are much more prone to really listening to their coach. And I don't know these Antigua players personally, but I know what it's like to be an older guy on the floor, and then you have another older guy yelling at you, and you think you know better. So the younger guys, I think, are more prone to run the offense, more prone to listen, not always execute. They're not always maybe as perfect or as smooth as the older guys, but there's also that voice in your head when you get older where you say to yourself, I know better than the coach. I know what I want to do.
So the younger guys playing it more by the book.
Exactly, very well put.
And it's a well-coached team, so he knows a thing or two about basketball.
And I didn't mean to call the coach of Antigua old. He looks younger than I do. I didn't mean to say that.
Experience.
He is
let's call
exactly
it.
experience.
Let's
mature,
call it mature. With old man strength.
With the old man strength. Dangerous combination. Dangerous combination. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Antigua needs to execute here. Lots of screens being set. They get it out to Scott. 5, and he loses it. I think that'll be a backcourt violation. Yes, it will. A nice defensive stand there from Montserrat. And man, Dion, I'm not convinced yet that Antigua is fully in control of this thing.
No, they're not blowing them away.
No.
And every possession that Montserrat plays, it looks like they can make the bucket. They're not really, they're in control, but they're not dominating as much as you would think.
I still think anything can happen here, particularly with the good three-point shooting from Montserrat. 2 3-pointers in a row, maybe 3, and they're really right back in this thing.
McCoy gets a breather. Very important sub was that by McCoy. Actually, from the point that McCoy was on the field, this team of Antigua made their run as Davis gets the ball. Plays it to captain Joshua. Lays it off to Destin. Missed by Destin, but gets another chance. Good rebound by Scott. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bad pass by Davis.
That's just a bad pass and a bad angle. They're lucky to get it back there.
Destin fakes, but that was one fake too many. Shot clock violation.
Great defense by Montserrat, still hanging tough. And as we go into halftime here with 1:17 left to play in the first half, so many positives for Montserrat to look at. On the other side of the ball, for Antigua, there's a lot of negatives that they need to talk about. A lot of things that they're going to need to hash out in the locker room. From defensive intensity, turnovers, bad passes, running the offense.
But at the end of the day, it's a 12-point lead for Antigua.
It's a 12-point lead, but this is a tournament, Dion. Every game counts. Even if you're up by a lot, every game counts. You're only as good as the last game that you played.
As Destin goes to the free throw line, Destin has only scored 1 point today. And can't get his free throws to go. Made 1 or 2. And make that 2 of 4. 2 points for Vivian Destin. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Weeks with the ball.
Dangerous pass there. Silcott can't hang on to it.
Matthew finds Scott. Nice pass. And Davis.
He blows the layup. That's about the second time he's done that. He's got to finish. When your teammates set you up like that, you absolutely have to finish. I think he probably could have just finished with a finger roll on the left-hand side.
It was a strange layup. He was on the left-hand side and went to the right side of the hoop.
If I'm Davis, which I'm clearly not, I'm flushing that ball. I'm throwing it down.
Yeah.
No need to go to the other side.
It didn't look like height was a problem.
Yeah, no, it didn't look like height was a problem at all. And now this gives Montserrat an opportunity to score here. Nice defense by Scott.
Oh.
Saves it inbounds to Montserrat. Here's Weeks, watch out.
3 against 2.
And a blocking foul will send Weeks to the free throw line. Man, I love his game. Not the most talented guy, not super flashy. He hits open three-pointers, and when he's got an opportunity, he will challenge the defense.
Yeah.
He doesn't care how big they are. You know, this Montserrat team doesn't look that bad.
No.
Doesn't look that bad at all. This might be their first time in the tournament, but they look very well prepared.
Thus the name Cinderella.
And everybody loves an underdog.
Exactly.
But right now, this underdog is hanging tough. 42-29 is your score. 30.8 left to play in the first half.
As Weeks makes it a 12-point game. Weeks has 10 points in this game, leading all scorers. Matthews out. Humphries is in. 30 seconds left in this first half. As Davis sets up the offense, pass it to Humphries. Joshua, strong move.
And Sherritt, here in the first half, he took somebody out with a single leg takedown, and then he just gave a Muay Thai elbow to Joshua. And again, we're not going to get an intentional foul.
And it was a pretty technical elbow as well.
Yeah, he's out of control right now, and I'm very surprised by the officials. In neither case did they call an intentional foul or a flagrant. I'll tell you what, though, if that was McCoy that he hit, watch out now. Welcome to HBO Boxing, everybody.
More like UFC.
Yeah, UFC, you name it.
I saw elbows and takedowns. And they're not looking really soft.
No, they're not. That's a big dude.
That's a big guy.
That's a big dude.
Shot clock is off. Wait. Back to Weeks. Weeks against Davis.
6 seconds left. Silcott with it. Takes it strong into the hole. Watch out! Man, what a move there by Silcott to end the first half. And at the end of the first half, your score is 44-32. Keone Wright and Dion Brunings will be back with second half action after this. Keone Wright and Dion Brunings getting set to start the second half here. Day 2, game 1 of the 2021 FIBA AmeriCup Pre-Qualifiers. This game between Antigua and Barbuda and Montserrat. Montserrat with the ball right now, very aggressive coming out of halftime. That's no good. Dion, I talked to the coach of Antigua before we started the second half. He said they're going to try to mix and match this half. Before they were running basically 2 units, an older unit who started the game, a younger unit who really got this team in stride and is a big reason why they're up right now by 12 points. Here to start the second half, we see a mixture of older players and younger players.
He didn't lie. They mixed it up. I think it's one of the first times that they started a quarter with this mixed lineup. As who scored that ball?
Silcott. And that move right there by Silcott. He did the same thing to end the first half. He took it strong to the hole and finished. Here's D'Souza.
Your boy D'Souza for 3.
But for Montserrat, getting back to Montserrat, I think they need to get the ball to Silcott. I think he's their X factor. He can take it to the ball hard. He can take it to the rack hard, take it strong. And Antigua does not have much of an answer for him right now. He's very athletic.
Montserrat came out flying. Already 5 points for Montserrat in these quick first minutes of this third quarter, the second half. Beautiful pass by McCoy.
That was a great cut by D'Souza. Can't finish. And that's the big problem. That's the other thing that the coach brought up when I talked to him. We missed 6 layups in the first half. There's number 1 for the second half. And again, if you're Montserrat, mix it up a little bit. Find your slashers, find your shooters. But for me right now, if you get the ball to Silcott, 1 up fake, and he's to the basket. And he hangs in the air. Looks like we've got an intentional foul here, which, let's go back to the first half.
Oh, man. If you look at the Scarrett, he gave an elbow. He got a single leg takedown.
And no intentional foul was called. So the officials, they need to be consistent.
Yeah, I think the officials spoke about the intentional fouls that needed to be called on the side of Montserrat. They're going to be a little more strict on those calls. So I'm hoping to see consistency in the second half. As Weeks with an easy layup, 17 points for Weeks. Keeping Montserrat in the game, a 7-point game, 7-point lead for Antigua as McCoy brings up the ball. You were saying?
Weeks has been so good, as we watch McCoy go to the hole strong. Weeks has been so good with varying his game. I can shoot the 3-pointer. I can up fake and drive. You don't know what to get from him, and that challenges the defense. So he's done a fantastic job this game. He deserves a lot of credit, because right now his team is only down by 7 points.
17 points for Noel Weeks, the top scorer, leading all scorers, as McCoy of Antigua goes to the line. Scores his first free throw. 7 points for McCoy.
I think in this situation, if Antigua wants to finally pull away in this one and coast to a victory, this is where McCoy really needs to take over. Maybe it doesn't mean he needs to shoot every time, but I think he needs to be aggressive. I think he needs to be vocal. He needs to be a leader.
Started off pretty well, gave a beautiful pass to D'Souza. Got a hand in the face, but no problem for Kiernan.
Montserrat took their confidence pills this morning. Nice crossover by McCoy into the lane. Finds D'Souza. Out to Scott, long 3-pointer. I don't know about that shot selection, Dion.
Way short. Did make a couple of them yesterday. As Weeks drove strong to the hoop. Bradshaw. 12 seconds. Missed offensive rebound. Missed the putback. Weeks ran into Bradshaw, but Bradshaw fouled McCoy.
And Montserrat is just, they're playing really good basketball right now. And if Antigua is not careful, they will come back into this thing because they're not afraid. Montserrat is not afraid. They're throwing up fakes. They're driving baseline. A couple times there, Kiernan left D'Souza just in his tracks. You'd expect more from a player like D'Souza. He's a great offensive player, but you got to give it on the defensive end as well. That's how you earn minutes in a tournament like this.
And it's not that he's not fast or something.
No, no.
He needs to get a right mindset.
He's falling for every fake. This Montserrat team will kill you. And now we're starting to see them hit shots with a hand in their face.
Very dangerous. Don't get Montserrat hot. It's their first match, but I'm pretty impressed by Montserrat.
I am too. Good defense there by White from Montserrat. And Antigua just trying to force things too much. You know, that inbounds pass, they could have just given it to McCoy, set up their offense, but instead they try to thread the needle on an out-of-bounds pass. It's clearly not there.
That's the impression that Antigua's been giving me this match. I saw them the last match. This match is pretty, it looks and feels pretty forced. Big block there. De Sousa gets it back. Lost the ball. Good hustle by Montserrat. And they come up with the ball back on the floor.
Hustle points. I'm going to give out some hustle points here for White, number 5 for Montserrat. Blocks the shot, then gets on the floor to track down the loose ball. Somebody wants it just a little bit more, and he's wearing a green jersey with the number 5 on the front of it. The intensity for Antigua is waning right now. And this mix and match they've gone with a couple young players in De Sousa and Humphreys out there, mixed in with Edward, McCoy, and Scott. This unit also maybe is not working as well.
Not as well. But of course the coach trying to mix it up. Trying to find the right answer between young and old. Not working in the first minutes of the second half. Edwards plays it to McCoy. McCoy lost the handle, gets it back, drives to the hoop. Scott is free for 3. No, shot is short. And Scott not happy with himself.
I respect Scott's game, his ability to stretch the floor, but he's missed a couple here. When you start the third quarter, it's all about momentum, Dion. And right now, Montserrat has come out of halftime. They've established themselves. If the three-point shot's not going down, like I said before, you live and die by it. Start to look inside. Scott's a big body. I don't think they can really compete with him inside. He's a good interior passer also. Look for Humphreys. They haven't gotten Humphreys involved here. So their approach coming out of halftime, I don't agree with right now.
And with the approach of Montserrat, I've been impressed by Montserrat's third quarter thus far.
Definitely.
They came out flying, and there they go again. It's an 8-point difference. The Antigua bench calling for a stop. Made some room and missed it. Rebound by Scott.
Antigua got real lucky there. McCoy back the other way, a little bit fancy, gives off to Edwards. Can't bank that shot.
Way off by Edwards. Nice play by McCoy to make some. He made some room and gave Edwards an open look.
Yeah, like I said, Antigua got very lucky on that last play that they couldn't convert that bunny. Into the game now is the professional wrestler Sherritt, who has been throwing elbows and taking people down and has certainly gotten away with it. He has not been called for an intentional foul. Let's see what he does here. And once again, it's White inside for an offensive rebound, and Antigua is not putting bodies on anybody.
Doing a pretty bad job boxing these guys out. There's nobody's between the hoop and the offensive rebounders, and White needs to get these balls to go. But he gets a trip to the free throw line. He misses his first.
I think for Montserrat, depending on how they lose this one, they can look at some of these moments in the game and say, hey, we should have made our free throws. There have been a few instances where if they had made their free throws, they would have been a little bit closer. And again, that gets back to momentum. You see the ball go through the hoop, you cut into a lead, and then that tends to create momentum for people. And here we're seeing them miss some free throws.
There are opportunities created by Montserrat in this match. They're not afraid of Antigua. And they're playing their basketball as McCoy brings it up court. Passes to Joshua, who's just stopped in.
I think they need to look for Joshua. McCoy with the runner in the lane. That's pretty.
Pretty floater. McCoy has 10 points. Kiernan for Montserrat. Kiernan passed it off to Weeks. Missed. Ooh.
I thought Weeks did a good job to draw contact there. I'm surprised we didn't get a foul.
And another important, I wouldn't call it an interception, but a good defensive play because De Sousa was home free. The pass from McCoy didn't connect, but that would be easy basket for Antigua.
Antigua clears out for McCoy. Nice little pass inside to Joshua, and he scores.
Now I'm impressed by McCoy, really impressed.
And I like how he's getting Joshua involved. McCoy, no matter what he's doing, when he drives to the basket, he's aware of his ability to score, but he's also aware of where the other players on his team are. Great little pass there.
Rebound again, almost by White. Edwards gets it to McCoy. And ooh.
Lucky not to get a kick ball there. Also lucky for White not to convert that easy basket down low.
They got away pretty well with that possession, and it's a 14-point lead for Antigua.
Is Antigua owned by the Irish? Because they're getting really lucky right now.
They're not wearing the green jersey.
That's true.
But that's not a guarantee for luck, as the team with a green jersey misses that shot. McCoy plays it off to D'Souza.
D'Souza could have read a book out there, maybe drank some coffee, laid down and taken a nap. Sometimes you're just a little bit too open.
Yeah, it gives you some time to think about the shot.
Sometimes it's better just to hit it in stride.
Exactly.
Interesting substitution here as Destin comes in and he will replace McCoy. Thought McCoy did a fantastic job.
He did. Let's just say he gets a well-deserved rest as the lead is 14. Weeks. Oh, got blocked by Humphries.
Humphries got up for that one. I wouldn't know what to get Humphries for Christmas because he'd probably just return it.
Brown back to Wade. Murrian. Back to Wade. 4 seconds on the shot clock. 2 seconds. Needs to get it up. Gets it.
Wow.
The goal is your boy, Weeks, man.
He's my player of the game right now. I have a great appreciation for players who play on underdog teams, who maybe don't have the most talented players around them. I mean, there's a bunch of players who have played well for Antigua, but they have so many weapons. But Weeks, he's been the lifeblood of this team, as Edwards will silence the Montserrat supporters with that jumper. That's a mature shot, probably the best shot he's taken tonight in terms of shot selection. But I can't say enough about Weeks.
To prove your point, Weeks has 20 points. The next best scorer is Sailcott with 6. Murrian has 6. So Weeks almost doing it on his own today for Montserrat, as it's a double block. But they got called for the foul? I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll get a foul. And he will go to the free throw line. Way to the free throw line now. 3:58 left to play here in the third quarter. Your score is 58-45.
Who's that foul on? I see number 33 on the board.
I'm not sure who that one was on.
But that can be correct.
Thought it was all ball though, Dion.
Yeah.
Weeks skies high for the offensive rebound. Strong inside, puts it in.
Oh, man.
Wow. Weeks came to play today.
You're getting me on board on that Weeks train.
Get on that Weeks train, baby.
Yeah.
It's taking you to the promised land.
22 points for Noel Weeks. Leading all scorers by a mile. The next top scorer is McCoy with 10 points.
Antigua may have eaten their lucky charms, but Weeks ate his Wheaties this morning. Here's Humphries, dangerous spot for him. Just needs that touch inside, plays strong.
Another good look by Humphries. Couldn't get it to go. But he's getting in those positions. That's important.
You know, he's got a lot to build on. I wouldn't say he's got a lot to work on. He's just got a lot to build on. Understanding where you are. I think so. I think he's got all the right mechanics. He moves very well. He's very fluid. I think the next level for him, where he's going to be really good, is the composure aspect.
Exactly.
And maybe some free throw shooting practice as he airballs that one. Come on, Humphries, man. I'm trying to help you out here. Oh, short again. Just barely drew iron on that one.
But it's improvement.
It is. It is. Like we said.
Ooh.
Lots of activity down low. Ball on the floor. Who wants it more?
It's Kiernan who came out with a ball. Is it going to be a jump ball?
The official telling the players to calm down.
Kiernan enjoying it.
You know, sometimes you see a scrappy team, but they're not very talented. And then other times you see a talented team like Montserrat that doesn't mind working hard, doesn't mind diving on the floor for loose balls, doesn't mind challenging bigger players who might be a little bit more talented than they are. Great defensive intensity as well.
Destin for three, gets it to fall.
You know what, I can live with that shot. I can live with that shot. Destin hasn't showed me today that he can knock down the three-pointer. And we will get a foul away from the ball. I think this one will be on Joshua.
Is the basket gonna count? Yeah, it's gonna count, right?
Yeah. Oh, we've got a double foul. The assistant coach for Antigua is screaming out, this is an important stop.
Point difference is 13 points. And they got that important stop.
Interesting substitution here as O'Gara is into the game to run the point guard for Montserrat. I don't think he saw action in the first half.
No. I haven't seen O'Gara. He was the only player alongside with Dave Williams who didn't play in the first half. As Davis forces it to the hoop, Matthews got caught and is gonna shoot 2 free throws.
I could hear that one from here.
Yeah. We're gonna call it well deserved.
Well deserved, definitely. It'll be interesting to see what O'Gara can do, having not played in the game. Now coming in, not just to play, but as a point guard coming in to run the show. Weekstill will get a well-deserved rest. Maybe he's just going to get a little breather here with 2:48 left to play in the third quarter.
Matthews scores 1 and 2. Matthews has 7 in the game. Let's check out O'Hara. First touch of O'Hara.
Big time screen set there by Murrian.
Yeah, they gave O'Gara a pretty hard time getting the ball across the halfway line.
between Antigua and Montserrat. Antigua in control of this one. For those of you just tuning in, this is the first game on day 2 of the 2021 FIBA AmeriCup Pre-Qualifiers. Top 2 teams from this tournament move on to the AmeriCup qualifier, and all of that will be hashed out in September in home and away series. Antigua looking like one of the better teams in the tournament. Haiti also looking very good.
Antigua winning their first match. A lot of beautiful ball movement as Meads find Davis. Good pass. 8 points for Davis. Antigua won their first match against Barbados. Barbados will be playing... Excuse me, they won their first match against Bermuda. Barbados played Haiti. And those two teams will be facing off against each other in the next match as Bradway goes all the way, misses.
Maybe the bad decision there by a young player. I think he should have bounced that one.
He wants to get off the mark.
Otherwise, I've been impressed with Braithwaite's game, a young player who's just come in here, came in late in the third quarter once they built up a lead. If you watch him, he's very active. He runs the offense. Yeah. Off the ball, he does very, very well. And when you're a young guy, that's how you impress coaches. That's how you earn minutes. It's not just about scoring up, filling up the score sheet.
It's about working on the off the ball and on the defensive end, of course.
Kernan at the free throw line. He's played pretty well for Montserrat. Had some moments in this one. Rebound by Joshua. Davis looking to work on Kiernan. Looks for a high screen from Joshua. Looking for that screen and roll. Nice little pull-up jump shot. That's good. Don't know if he called bank.
Yeah. You think it was part of the plan? I don't think he
so.
cares.
Well, you know, here's the... Oh, nice little take there. Again, that's Silcott, one of my X factors for this Montserrat team as they move forward in the tournament. He's got a wide range of moves, but he kind of only shows himself sparingly. He kind of hangs out a little bit, and then all of a sudden he's to the basket for 2. Also active on defense. Good job there, good hands.
As Davis is running the offense, no real point guard on the court right now. No, Destin's on the court.
Here's the issue with what I saw today from Antigua, is that they were very stagnant to start the game, really struggled to catch a rhythm, but then all of a sudden, late in the third quarter, nothing really happened, but they just turned the engine on.
Yeah.
Now, that mentality can come back to bite you in the backside as you move forward in this tournament. Maybe that'll get you through pool play. But you can't have that mentality in the championship rounds.
Exactly, when you have the knockout matches. But do you think you need to select your moments to turn on your engine?
I think you need to be going from the start. I mean, against a team like Montserrat, they can be, I don't know what the word is I want to use here, but they can maybe relax a little bit. They can struggle a little bit. But in those championship rounds, the knockout rounds, you don't have that kind of time, and you don't want to get used to that in a tournament.
But picking your moments is also very important, of course, in tournament play. It's a long tournament. You're going to have 7 days of competition, 1 day rest.
I agree with you to an extent. I just think you need to play hard all the time. Leave it on the floor. When you get tired, a sub will come in for you. But to kind of hang out a little bit, play a little loosey-goosey basketball, and then suddenly when you want to collectively turn your engine on at the end of the third quarter, I don't think that works. I don't think that's a winning formula.
Of course, Antigua in a pretty tough pool, including Montserrat, of course, Barbados, Haiti, and Bermuda.
And another great job by Silcott. He's really coming out of his box here. He's coming out of his shell. I like his game, draws a foul there. He was very active on defense. And again, his ability to get to the basket is really challenging Antigua. Unfortunately, he's a little late right now as his team is down by 20 points.
Murian plays it to that X Factor guy. Bradshaw, 2 seconds on the shot clock, takes a tough shot, gets it to go.
Wow, Kiernan, he's done that a couple times now. Here's Braithwaite, watch out. Again, can't connect.
Hard hit on the head.
And I think we might have some blood here on the forehead of Silcott. I don't know if he took a knee. Braithwaite was up there very high.
He has a pretty bad cut right between the eyes.
I think that might be a broken nose. He's okay, though. He's a tough guy. That's a tough break there for Montserrat. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe it's just a cut in between the eyes, like you said, or maybe it is a broken nose. It's a broken nose. That's a tough loss.
Yeah.
We were just talking about him.
There's some blood on the court as well.
Trainer's taking all the necessary precautions to make sure that he's okay.
He was a bit wobbly.
Yeah, when you get a broken nose like that, there's also the concussion risk as well. It's not just the nose itself, but, oh, it's his eye. We just got confirmation it's his eye. So still a rough go here for him, but
pretty rough. And if the cut's between your eyes, of course, the blood that comes in your eye is another danger, because you need to be able to see.
He'll require stitches, but he should be back tomorrow. That's a good sign for Montserrat.
As Edwards helping out here.
Good sign of sportsmanship. So again, you're working on your MMA skills here.
Exactly. But I don't know what the hit was.
I don't know if he took a knee. Braithwaite was high up there. It might have been a knee. It could have been an elbow.
Usually when
it might have been a foot.
Usually when it cuts like this, it's mostly the sharp weapons.
Yeah.
And those are mostly the elbows. Knees, of course, are pretty sharp as well. But one hit, I'm putting my money on an elbow.
Kiernan dancing out of bounds. Nice trap there by Antigua. And man, when Antigua decides to come with it, they really come with it. Their intensity is second to none. Of course, the one team that I haven't seen this tournament yet is Haiti. You had an opportunity to see them yesterday. How does Haiti match up here against Antigua? A little bit better, a little bit worse?
A little bit better. From what I've seen, of course.
In what aspects of the game? Offense, defense?
Offense, defense, execution, the way they're coached pretty well. They're a team with a lot of depth. Oh, big block by Bradway.
Braithwaite goes into the heavens to get that one. That leads to the fast break opportunity for Destin. Good defense leads to better offense.
So Haiti's a well-coached team. They have a lot of weapons, even more weapons than Antigua do. And they're not dropping their level. They're not. Actually, there wasn't a bad moment of Haiti in the whole match. They were pretty impressive. Another impressive, I don't know if you can call it impressive. Another thing that was pretty peculiar is that Haiti only spoke English. It's a French-speaking country.
I think a lot of their players come from the United States,
A lot of their players come from the United States. They have a couple of guys who play in Miami. They have a coach from the Miami Heat. They have a G League coach. So Haiti was very impressive. They're not playing today, but we need to keep an eye out of Haiti. As Weeks misses that three-pointer. 20-point difference.
Here's Braithwaite again. A little bit awkward there, but draws the foul. And Braithwaite has been all over the place here at the end of this game. 5:42 left to play in the game. 76-56, 20-point lead for Antigua.
Another thing that we need to talk about, maybe not in the first match, is the court. The court was very slippery yesterday. Did you see it at the last match? Of course
yes, I did. The second to last match as well, but that's been taken care of today.
Okay, they've been sweeping the floor with vinegar and water. There are a couple of reasons for it. One of the reasons, I spoke to one of the court managers, not really the court manager,
well,
the guy
the first reason is definitely climate change.
Yes. We didn't have any problems with the ladies' side of the game, but they were playing 3 matches. Yesterday we had 5 matches.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons. Of course, the men's side of the game, they're sweating a lot more. And another reason that I heard was next to the stadium, we had a national soccer match yesterday. And the team of Robin Hood became the national champions yesterday.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, congratulations to Robin Hood. Played a very good season. And they shot off a lot of fireworks.
Yes, there was some smoke that came in. For a minute, I thought they brought in a fog machine to make everything a little bit more mystical. I thought maybe I was at a Madonna concert or a Beyonce concert, but then I realized, no, this is the 2021 AmeriCup Pre-Qualifier. So we had a wet floor, and we had fog coming into the room, or smoke from fireworks. Yeah.
And we didn't have Madonna or Beyonce.
No,
so
but it was like an all-out civil war. It kind of all went together. It was like a dream I had once when I was in the woods. Yeah.
With Madonna or without Madonna?
I don't want to say right now. Dion, you keep trying to bait me, man. You keep trying to bait me. Let's not talk about my personal life.
Excuse me. It's a 23-point game, man.
Yeah, it is. Again, Montserrat has done so well. They have a lot to build on, lots of positives in this one. Unfortunately, those positives only came for about 2.5 quarters.
But anyway, the court was slippery yesterday. They worked on it today.
Yeah, no issues today. Nobody's slipping and sliding. And that's a good thing. Player safety, of course, in a FIBA tournament is at a premium.
And it looks like the SBA did a pretty good job getting there. They did something. They worked on it. As Weeks goes to the hoop with a left hand, misses it. McCoy
breaks away. Watch out now. Takes his time. Can't finish.
Oh. Nice putback by D'Souza, following that play all the way. And D'Souza gets point number 13. What's your take on D'Souza?
I really like his game. He extends the floor. He's a bit of a threat. And he seems like he's still a young player, so a lot for him to work on. It's not a perfect game, but his athleticism is key. I'd like to see a little bit more defensive intensity from him. Just a little bit more, a little bit prone to go for up fakes and you know, make 50-50 moves on defense.
Weeks misses, trying to get his own rebound. Open shot, overshot.
And right
misser.
there, we saw D'Souza had an opportunity to get the defensive rebound. He was in position, but he couldn't come up with it. But he runs the floor very well. Taps that one outside. Gets it to Braithwaite, another good, promising young player for Antigua.
No, they have two Braithways. This one is Selassie Braithwaite. And of course, we saw the other Braithwaite, Kwame Braithwaite, making his tournament debut.
Everybody getting a turn here for Antigua. For Montserrat, I think, you know, this one's pretty much in the bag. And this is those moments. These are crucial moments in the tournament when you start to talk about strategy for a tournament. Antigua is emptying out their bench. I agree with that move. For Montserrat, now you've got to move into thinking about tomorrow. So as much as you want to see your starters who have been out there fighting all game, play the entire game, maybe it's time to rest people a little bit. Get Weeks on the bench. Get Kiernan on the bench. Even if you don't have a deep bench, you're not coming back right now unless something miraculous happens.
It's all about management.
Yeah, so much of this tournament is about management. Not just management from the perspective of being a coach, but management from the perspective of being a player. You've got to take care of your body.
No.
We saw last week in the women's tournament, day 1, everyone's flying around the court. Day 5, people are really struggling to even walk.
That comes with tournament experience, of course. That's going to be one of the challenges that Montserrat's going to have, playing 6 games in 7 days. And you need to manage your body, exactly. You need to watch what you eat. You need to take your rest. You need to know when to go to sleep, when to wake up, how to go to the training, how to manage your energy. So it's a lot of things to keep in mind in this Caribbean Cup for the men's.
Like right now, if I'm the coach, I'm resting Kiernan and Weeks. I'm taking them out of the game. They played very well. Nice offensive rebound there by McCoy. We haven't called his name too much. Does a good job to put that in on the turnaround jumper. Braithwaite, long 3, no good. Track down. McCoy with the skip pass over to Scott. He'll take that. Doesn't think twice. Comes up short.
Trying to get in rhythm, of course. Scott played a pretty good first match today. Doesn't get a shot to go. Sticks with it. So you get a rebound of Bermuda. Montserrat is playing another tough match tomorrow at 16:30. They'll be playing Haiti.
Tough draw here for Montserrat. They get Antigua in the first game, Haiti in the second game. That's what the universe will do to you sometimes. Scott takes his seat. I thought he played very well. He's just an even-keeled kind of guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't get too excited, doesn't get too down. Good shooters keep shooting. McCoy gets position here.
And I was impressed with the big baskets that he made yesterday. Today, Antigua was actually never in trouble. But yesterday, there came a couple of moments, especially in the fourth quarter, where Bermuda started playing good. They even got a 2-point lead. And Scott was a person who stepped up to the plate, and hit a couple of big three-pointers.
The one thing I will say about this Antigua team, you know, it's nice in a tournament to go through little spats of adversity, to come back a little bit, to have moments where you need to come back, because if you get
to that. So it's pretty important, and of course these guys are going to get a big test the day after tomorrow when Antigua plays Haiti. That's going to be,
for that one.
Oh man.
Absolute fireworks. Humphreys gets out in front, overthrown, back to Destin.
Humphreys plays it back out. De Sousa finds
Good offense here by Antigua. Good ball movement. And something we haven't talked about much is the fitness of Antigua. They're still moving around like they're on fresh legs. This is their second game in 2 days. Impressed with that also.
I would like to know what the minutes comparison is in comparison with the regular time. I'll do the next place.
Thank you.
Braithwaite plays it off. It's Humphreys who finds Destin. Destin got fouled.
Okay, I'm back, Dion.
That quick?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm good. I'm okay. It's only game one. I got a long day today. I'm doing 3 games.
I thought the dunk was more impressive than that.
No, it was, man. It was. Man.
Another hit. Montserrat having a hard time. Got a couple of hits. But
yeah, again, I'm still surprised that Weeks is in the game. He's played fantastic. This is a tournament. Give the guy some rest. Have him get mentally prepared for tomorrow, because the climb continues. The climb continues when they play Haiti tomorrow.
And it's a tall mountain, man.
Yes, it's a very tall mountain.
To pick up some of the action of this match between Antigua and Montserrat. 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this game. Your boy Weeks missing a shot there. But the offensive rebound is Montserrat's. Montserrat doing a pretty decent job, especially the first 3 quarters, 2.5.
Yeah.
As Destin goes to the line.
I think Antigua can learn a lot from this one. It's so rare that you have a game where you can look at the first half and see how you should not play, and then look at the second half and see how you should play. So it's going to be nice for them, I think, to look at the video. They have a lot that they can analyze, and sometimes in a tournament, that's what you want. It's a luxury. During the game, for a coach, it's very frustrating, but after the game, it's a luxury to have that ability.
I have a feeling it went somewhat similar than as yesterday did. Yesterday they had a couple of good spills as well. When they needed to put up the pressure, they did. Just like they did in the third quarter, the end of the third quarter in this match. They lit up the engine and never looked back. So it's a team that knows how to start their engine and when to start their engine.
Yeah, as long as it keeps turning on. That's the danger, though. Sometimes you get behind the wheel and that car just won't turn over, you know? Mm-hmm. And that'll surprise you. Less than a minute left to play here, 48.4 in the fourth quarter. Montserrat has played very tough. They deserve a lot of credit. My game ball still goes to Weeks for Montserrat. I think he played fantastic. How many points did he have?
I lost count a bit, but when I stopped count, it was 24.
Yeah, he's well above 24
well
now.
above everyone else. I also want to give McCoy a big shout out. Not statistically, but the manner of which he pulled this team up. And I think the most important player of Antigua in this match.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's going to be the most important player for them going forward because he is a floor general. He's not just a point guard, he's a floor general.
Destin. Rebound Humphreys.
Come on, Humphreys. Ooh, misses that one again.
Gets the rebound again.
He's a little frustrated with himself. He's missed a few of those. Tomorrow, though, I'm sure it will be a different story. Easy adjustments to make overnight, mentally. 22.5 left to play here. Day 2, game 1. The 2021 AmeriCup Pre-Qualifiers, live from Paramaribo, Suriname. Keone Wright and Dion Brunings ready to put this one in the books just as soon as Montserrat stops fouling with 17.3 left to play. Coming up next, an interesting matchup between Barbados and Bermuda.
Yeah, must-win match. Bermuda lost the first match against Antigua. Barbados got Haiti in the first match. So both of them lost their first match, but it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. You need to watch out for Lockhart of Barbados and Marsh of Barbados as well. Haley scored 28 points yesterday. A very, very good three-point shooter from Bermuda. So it's going to be a lot to look out for in that game. I think evenly matched teams. Maybe Barbados a little bit better. But it'll be a very interesting match coming up right after this one.
I think two teams that are on the bubble. They're just outside of that top two. I think Suriname's in that pool of teams as well. Again, the top two teams from this tournament advance on to the AmeriCup qualifier, which will take place in September. The home team, Suriname, with a statement game last night against St. Lucia, causing 36 turnovers in 40 minutes. Almost a turnover a minute. $7.1 left to play here, 20-point lead. That one's good for Braithwaite.
7 seconds to go. And I think that's gonna be it. 3 seconds left. Is Montserrat gonna get the last shot? Ooh, decent shot. And that's the first game of today.
Antigua and Barbuda and Montserrat, winning with a total score of 87 points. Please give it up for Team Antigua and Barbuda.
That about wraps it up for the first match. It's Antigua who did a pretty good job again. They won against Montserrat, who plays their first international basketball game. Dion Brunings and Keone Wright signing off. The next game will be Barbados against the team of Bermuda. You'll have Keone and Bruce Samuel to call that game for you. See you later. Bye-bye.